Today is the disappearance day of Devananda Pandit. So. Devananda Pandit, after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas and was chastised by the Lord, from the chastisement he became a little purified. And one day Vakreshwar Pandit, who was one of the very, very special associates of the Lord, came to Devananda Pandit's ashram. Wherever Vakreshwar Pandit would chant and dance, people would become filled with enthusiasm for devotional service. In fact, Lord Chaitanya said, he said, when he dances, he said, he is like wings to my heart, and by seeing him dance, I can fly. Sometimes he would dance in kirtan for the pleasure of Lord Chaitanya for days and days at a time without stopping. He was the embodiment of love for Krishna. So Devananda Pandit saw the humility and the devotion in Vakreshwar Pandit, and he appreciated it. And he invited him to stay in his ashram with him, and he served him and cared for him. And from Vakreshwar Pandit, he heard the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he understood that he was actually Krishna, the personality of Godhead. And sometimes when Vakreshwar Pandit would have kirtan and sing and dance, people from all around would crowd to see his beautiful dancing. And Devananda Pandit, with his stick, he would keep people from crowding in and interfering with the dance of this devotee. And sometimes Vakreshwar Pandit would fall in love of God, and Devananda Pandit would catch him, and he would put him on his lap, and with his own cloth he would dust the dust from Devananda Pandit's body. And sometimes Devananda Pandit would take the dust from Vakreshwar Pandit's feet and place it on his head and smear his body with it. When one develops devotion and attachment to serving a Vaishnava, one becomes the most pleasing to Krishna. And only through this process can the essence of knowledge and bhakti be revealed within our hearts. So by the mercy of Vakreshwar Pandit, Devananda Pandit came before Lord Chaitanya. He was standing in a corner, kind of hiding, because he was so ashamed and shy. But Lord Chaitanya saw him, and he said, Devananda Pandit, come here. You have served Vakreshwar Pandit. You have pleased him. He is the embodiment of love of God. Wherever Vakreshwar Pandit's body may be, that is the essence of all holy places. That is the abode of the Lord. Because the Lord is always so pleased to live within his heart. Devananda Pandit came and offered his prostrated obeisances again and again and again with tears in his eyes before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then Lord Chaitanya, or Devananda Pandit, he said that please tell me how I can atone for my offenses. And please tell me how I can properly recite Srimad Bhagavatam. And Lord Chaitanya told him that Srimad Bhagavatam, from the beginning, the middle, and end, only has one subject: bhakti, pure devotion. Pure devotional service is the only thing that is immortal. At the end of the creation, everything will be finished, but pure devotional service will remain always resplendent. He said that Srimad Bhagavatam is the very body of Krishna. Just as Kurma Avatar, Matsya Avatar, Varaha Avatar appeared at certain times by their own free will, in the same way, Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared by its own free will through the mouth of Vedavyas. Vedavyas wrote the 4 Vedas, all the Upanishads, the Puranas, the Itihasas, the Mahabharata, the Vedanta Sutra, but still he was dissatisfied in his heart. But through the inspiration of Narada Muni and the grace of the Personality of Godhead, Srimad Bhagavatam was revealed, which was the perfection, the fulfillment of his mission, and brought him great satisfaction. Whoever you teach Srimad Bhagavatam to, you must know that every word, every lesson that you give should only teach humility and devotion to Krishna. That is the goal of life and the only way to achieve the goal of life. And you must always humbly serve the Vaishnavas, because unless we please the person Bhagavatam, the book Bhagavatam will not reveal its truth to us. We can be the greatest scholar, but Bhagavat is Krishna. Krishna does not reveal himself to scholars. If we please his devotees, then when we read Bhagavatam, true knowledge will be awakened. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad, he has translated Srimad Bhagavatam. And he has given wonderful purports according to all the previous Acharyas. Those who read his Bhagavatam and who associate with his devotees, it's very simple to understand the essence of pure devotional service. But without the blessings of such a pure soul, how many Bhagavatam reciters are there in India and in the world? And practically none of them believe in Krishna as the personality of Godhead. They have so many interpretations, so many calculations, so many misconceptions. And by hearing their recitals, how many people are surrendering to the lotus feet of Krishna as the all in all, following in the footsteps of Prahallad or Dhruva or Ambarish or the denizens of Vrindavan? How many are going to these Pravachans and coming out with this conclusion of changing their lives and surrendering? Because unless we hear from the devotee, and unless we become the servant of such a devotee, these conclusions remain hidden from our hearts. So through Devanand Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the supreme glory of Srimad Bhagavatam and how to hear it and how to recite it. And Devananda Pandit, now endowed with pure unalloyed devotion, became a true authority of Srimad Bhagavatam and offered his repeated obeisances to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when the devotees saw this, they became so pleased, so happy to see the Lord's mercy. They all blissfully had kirtan chanting the holy name.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So on this day, the disappearance day of Sri Devananda Pandit, we are very fortunate to hear this wonderful story. In fact, Vrindavan Das Thakur explains that anyone who sincerely hears this wonderful narration of the Lord's deliverance of Devananda Pandit will become free from all offenses and will achieve Lord Chaitanya's special mercy of devotional service to Lord Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.